Hi there, it's Bronwyn here again. Thanks for being with me today. Today we're going to go through one of the really important background checks, I call it. One of the things that we really need to be certain of and have in place before we even begin the system. Now, I need to really point out to you and be completely honest, the system will not work unless you are very clear about who your customers are and who your personas are. And I think in the last video, you probably get a little bit of an understanding or a lot of understanding as to why. So we're going to go through the personas here, and in the next module, we're going to go through the branding as well, just so that I can make sure that you've got those two very, very important basic things in place before you move forward onto the actual 5-step system. So here we go. We call them in the industry customer personas. You may have heard them, just as customers, segments, target markets, a whole range of things. But I often refer to them as customer personas. So in terms of customers, I always ask this question, how many times have you thought to yourself, I know my customers and I know my visitors because I see them every single day. I'm really close to my product. I know what they want. I service the region. I sell this every single day. I know. Well, the truth is, you do not see your product or service or destination in the same way as a normal customer. Why? Because you think about it, you obsess about it, you dream about your product, service, or destination all the time. And guess what? I hate to tell you, your customers don't. So sometimes we're too close to our product to really understand exactly what our customers think, what they want. So you really need to kind of be aware of this whole marketing to yourself phenomena. We see it often in the travel and tourism industry. I will be really honest. So, as a tourism professional, it's really easy to forget, and it's even easy for us to forget sometimes because sometimes we get so excited about our product launches and our products. You can actually get left, you can leave the basics at home sometimes, and you've got to reconsider, well, is this going to work in the market? So just remember your customer is actually absolutely central to all of your marketing. You've got to run all of your marketing decisions by your customer first. So this is where creating customer personas and really truly understanding what your customers are about. Now, we do hear it all the time, but I'm just here again to give a little bit of tough love. Marketing is your job. You may be following your dream. You may have opened a tourism business. You may have been one of the lucky humans in the world to have made your hobby your business. But the moment you open the doors or create your website, you become the chief marketing officer of your business. And you do have to take responsibility for it because without marketing, you don't have sales, you don't have inquiries. You actually eventually will have no business. So you can't just open up and expect people to come. I see it around me all the time. It's very distressing as a marketer to see not just in tourism, but all sorts of verticals. So we hear all sorts of excuses. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I know what my customer needs. We see a lot of destination managers or marketers have a lot of competing stakeholder needs. So you may have, if you're a destination marketer, you've got your whole travel industry screaming for different things. You may have your county or your councils or different, people that fund your organisation saying stuff too. Um, so the way that you can, I guess, become sane in all of this is just always referring back to the customer, who your customer is, and any evidence about your customer that you can put forward. So by knowing what drives your travellers, what sort of information they're looking for during the path to purchase will really be something that you can fall back on. And it will also help you prioritise where you spend your time and what you spend your marketing dollars on. And just remember, you can't be all things to all customers. Um, your product or service or destination probably appeals to, a few different types of people, in that you could possibly have seniors, you could have families, you could have adventure travelers, or you could have, backpacker styles like this guy here, Tom, we call him. So the aim for you now, if you haven't done so already, is to create a profile or two or three that represents your customers, represents how they feel about your product, how, what sort of pain points they have, what sort of problems can you solve, your product solve for these people? What are their thoughts and views and outlooks on the world? So don't just look at their traditional demographics, but look at their headspace as well, their attitudes, where they're at. Am I completely stressed? Do I need to detox? And if you're a hotel, how can you help them detox and de-stress? So I guess in a sense, kind of matching your product to your customer and just, brainstorming this stuff. And every time, as I mentioned, every time you make any sort of decision or marketing decision, you need to run that decision by your persona. Would they like this? Would this appeal to them? Would they buy this? Look, they can be as complex or as simple as you like. And as with everything, getting your head around some of these concepts, just honestly start simple. They may be families, they may be seniors, think about some of their social media habits, and we can define characteristics any number of ways. And as I mentioned, it's not just straight out male, female, age, income, that type of thing now we look at. We look at attitudes and lifestyles because, often we get, for example, seniors are becoming extremely adventurous people. They're taking really amazing, adventurous, I guess, finding oneself type holidays we're seeing. And we're seeing Gen Z, Gen Y taking similar types of holidays. So it's not really that safe these days to really only look at traditional age demographics, for example. So there's all sorts of ways that you can, I guess, create profiles around your customers, from age demographics to their attitudes, social media habits. We know that older people use Facebook. We know that younger generations on Snapchat, Instagram, how highly involved are they with this purchase? Generally, holidays are fairly high involvement purchases, and who in that family is making the decision. So, there's a whole range of things. And by all means, this is not an exhaustive list. So, the key is to just paint a picture of your customer, start small, and just ask questions at the very basic level. Market research is just asking your customers questions. Why did you choose us? Why did you come to our place? What did you do today? What have you enjoyed? What's not so good? Just ask them, and that will help put down or, form a picture about the things that they like about you. So knowing your customer persona and profile will impact on every part of your business, and it's really, really important. So again, go back and revisit, do you know who your customer really, really is? So what does a customer persona look like? Well, I've created a little one here, Bob and Karen. Again, we give them all names so that you can visualize them. They kind of become your friend. So Bob and Karen, they're recently retired. They're planning their trip. They want to travel with their pet. They come from Sydney, Australia. So looking at some of their goals and values, for example, they're planning their dream trip with their dog. They've worked hard all their lives and they've dreamed for this day. They're really passionate about learning. They're passionate about Australia. They've got their hobbies that they want to pursue along the way. Bob loves fishing. Um, but they've got a few pain points. They're worried about travelling with Lucky the dog. They couldn't bear the thought of leaving Lucky at home. But they're worried about travelling with her. They're worried about their restrictions. So how can you help them with that? If you're a pet-friendly motel or a pet-friendly caravan park, how can you help them? So how do they search for their information? So I know that Karen just loves planning their holiday. Now, what happens is that Karen thinks that planning sometimes is just as fun as the holiday itself. And she'll spend hours and hours on the internet planning and looking. She may check in with her travel agent. Sometimes, even though she's spending hours and hours on the internet, she may go to a travel agent that she trusts for really big bookings. So she's asking friends on Facebook, she's Googling, she's, sourcing all kinds of information. So how are you going to connect with Karen on the internet? So this is kind of how it looks, how a persona looks like. Just draw up this square. See if you can create some sort of a persona for your current customers. Write it all down. Tweak it as you go along. Nothing's truly exhaustive. Start small and grow from there. Now, something really exciting that we've done for you is we've done a huge amount of work on customer personas, just for ourselves, our members, our clients. And what I have done for you is put in a huge bonus. And I have put in some customer personas, ready-made personas that we have created for you. So you'll find this in this particular module on a document. It's a huge, well, not a huge document, but it's going to be a really massive help to you depending on who you're targeting. So we go from seniors. I've done a lot of work on seniors, me personally. I've written a book on seniors travel planning habits. They're a special interest of mine. And I also run a seniors travel blog. So, we do know all about seniors. So here's a lot of information for you on seniors if you're targeting seniors. So go through and have a look. We've got lots and lots of information on what drives them, and it's all about attitudes and marketing. And for example, here we talk about ageless marketing. This is really important to seniors. Don't put pictures of seniors in your brochures or on your website, or just seniors. Put a combination of people, because seniors don't think that they're seniors. So examples, you may think that they look like that, but they think that they look like this. So go through this, you'll find really, really helpful. We look at single seniors. They travel a lot. We've got VFR personas for you. And we also have, we've got a Gen Y and a Gen Z at the end. So Gen Zs and Gen Ys, different variations of them. So I'm sure you'll find this really, really helpful. And it's a bonus worth around $500. We've put a huge amount of work in this. So please go through, and it should literally save you hours and hours of work. So thank you again, and next module we will have Carolyn, the tourism branding guru, presenting all about branding and how you can tweak your branding or create a brand for your product, service or destination.